then you set a new record on the Bruce Trail.
Yes, sir.
So take us through that experience. What was going through your mind during the run, and how did you prepare for it?
Yeah, the Bruce Trail, like it was funny. So I got into this ultra runs, like you're saying, and then I reached out to the top dog, the guy that was doing it, and the guy that had the most experience, and I didn't know him at the time, but his name was Ray Zahab. Ray Zahab he's a legend in the ultra community, and like my music career, I thought something I took away from that too is what's the worst that's gonna happen when you reach out to these people? They're gonna say no.
Yeah.
Like who cares?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I reached out to this guy, and he saw that I had this fire inside of me, and like he had a bunch of applications to go run the Atacama Desert with him, and he gave me an invite. So I pulled the trigger on this whole expedition we did in the Atacama Desert in Chile, and I remember I'm running up this sand dune. It's the biggest sand dune in the Atacama Desert, and he's like, Cody, he's like, if I was to coach you, he's like I'd step away from the races. He's like, you're not winning them. You're not going to move the needle doing these races. He's like, you should take a look at these unsupported adventures. And then he brought up like 5 trails, and the Bruce Trail was the first one, and he said it was 900 kilometers. And that was day 2 in the expedition in the Atacama Desert. And I was like, that literally stuck with me for the whole expedition. And I got home, talked to my wife, and I'm like, I'm going to run this Bruce Trail. And I remember I talked to my coach, Ray, like a few days after that Atacama adventure. And he was like, Cody, you have no experience doing this stuff. Like, absolutely no experience. He's like, you need a couple of years. I was like, yeah, but you don't know me. So I basically just picked up all of the gear, the tent, the sleeping bag, all the ultralight gear, stuff I didn't have. I never did this stuff before in my life. And I had like basically 5 weekends to kind of get prepared and go approach the Bruce Trail, the longest and oldest marked trail in Canada.
Wow, incredible. Was there any moments during that whole race, that journey, where like there must have been some very isolated, lonely, dark moments, literally and figuratively, where
absolutely.
Did you think you were going to finish?
I always knew I was going to finish.
Okay.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, you know, I envisioned me at the finish line even before starting. Mm-hmm. And I believe a lot in manifesting. Like, I feel like a lot of things I have accomplished in my life, I visioned it. Like, I visioned it over and over and over and over. So I knew I was going to get it done. But yeah, like for what unsupported means, for those that don't know, it's like you have to carry all your own nutrition. You can't get any help on the trail. You have to filter out water at natural sources. So like there's been records done for supported, but there was only like one guy that actually did it unsupported because it's so hard. The trail's been existing since 1962 and only one person has ever done it unsupported. So I only had one record to break because it's that hardcore. So yeah, I started that day. I remember that first morning, I started 3:30 in the morning, and I had 52 pounds, basically mostly of nutrition and a bit of gear. And every day I'd move between 16 to 18 hours. I'd have to find a spot on the trail to set up my tent, camp out, and I'd wake up at 3 in the morning the next day, start by 3:30, and I'd go. I wouldn't stop all day except for filtering water and just arrow my feet. And then I would push right till about 9:30, 10 o'clock every night.
Wow.